Alright, y'all, giving this another try. It's Nightmare Comics 1. This is my review of Book 3 of The Legend of Korra. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, y'all. I'm say it, and I mean it. I fucking mean it when I say this. This was the best season of this show, hands down. Like, I think, honestly, including The Last Airbender, this is tied to me of the best season of the Avatar period, like of all this. I mean, I'm talking about Last Airbender. I'm talking about Korra. Everything. This is tied for the best season. Because in my opinion, the best season of Last Airbender is season two. I think the season three finale is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I think the season itself is just kind of well, not that I've ever seen, but like one of the best, TV episodes I've ever seen. Yeah, I mean, well, it's not really episodes, more like a movie, but you know what I'm saying? But it's in that same vein. And I think that, the season itself is a little overrated. That's just me. But still great though. But yeah, rundown of what happened. If you don't know, Korra defeated her uncle Unalak, and who was trying to. I don't really want to get into it, but he was trying to manipulate shit. You know what I mean, so he can become the Dark Avatar. That's a bunch of stuff I don't feel like explaining right now. So moving on. Um, after she beat him though, she kept the gates to the spirit world and the human world open, so spirits can come freely into the physical world while we can go to the spirit world. She kept the gates open. All right, now in doing so, spirits were just roaming the earth, and at first, the people were upset by it. It was like, hey, they're in the way of the way we live life, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But randomly, people started to get airbending, including Tenzin, who is the son of Aang, the star of The Last Airbender. If you don't know that, you probably should if you're watching this video. Including Tenzin's brother, who is also the son of Aang, uh, Boomy, who didn't have any bending at all. And Korra, by finding this out and also finding out that I think someone else had airbending, so I can't remember. So I guess she found out other people with airbending were popping up all around the world. So her thing was she was gonna go around the world and find airbenders and bring them back to the air temple. She went to Ba Sing Se, found airbenders there, ran into the Earth Queen, who turned out to be a total bitch. She went, all sorts of places. She went to this metal bending temple where she finds out that Chief Beifong, who is the daughter of Lin Beifong from the Last Airbender, has a sister named Su Yin Beifong, and she finds out her daughter Opal is an airbender. So she wants Opal to come back to the temple with her. Her mother's at first against it. We find out a little bit of backstory about Lin and her relationship. They're really strained the way Beifong raised them. I mean, because her life was so different, she kind of raised them to like, hey, you guys make your own decisions, make your own mistakes, shit like that. I mean, but Lin was straight as an arrow. I mean, straight as an arrow. But Su Yin got mixed up with the wrong crowd. She got involved with some thieves and shit like that. You know what I mean? I don't want to ruin everything about the story because it's really fucking interesting. Because if you don't know, Beifong's such a dope character because she's so fucking gangster. Like, she's such a badass, you know what I mean? But we don't really know much about her. And it was really cool to kind of find, aside from the fact she used to date Tenzin. But we don't really find out much about her in the first two seasons, minus that she used to date Tenzin. But it was just kind of cool getting a little bit of backstory because she is such an important character in the show. You know what I mean? So that was cool. Best thing about the season though is that they did not focus on those those like love triangles, like those the relationships like it did in season one and season two. I'm glad they didn't do that, bro, because that I think that was the one thing that was hampering the show, and it just got a little like soap opery, and it was just weird. It seemed out of place. Like it was always like in the background of the Last Airbender, and it worked there. You know what I mean? But like in this show, it's like it's just too prominent. It was way too prominent, you know. But all right, let's see. Uh, yeah, but she goes around, she's finding airbenders, things like that. But what she finds out later is that there's a group led by a man named Zahir who is trying to capture her. You know what I mean, they have been in prison for years and years, until the leader of them, Zahir, finds out he has airbending now because the spirit world is open and things like that. And he wants the Avatar. Now, they spend most of the season chasing the Avatar and things like that. And different things happen. People changes allegiances, and we find out this plot twist here and there. It's crazy shit. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy like twists and turns in this season, man. And Zahir's a fucking genius. We figured that out quick. Like the way he plans things is incredible. He's great. And you know, his group is my biggest problem with this season. This season would be perfect had we kind of known more about the other benders. You know what I mean? Like Zahir did all the talking. Zahir was the one that got explained. Zahir, everything was around Zahir, and he was the leader, so I guess he should have been. But we know nothing about the other ones. Like I don't even really. I know the one that can lava bend's name is Gazan. I don't even remember the chick with the. And this is Zahir's girlfriend. Like, I don't even remember the chick that can make shit blow up with her mind. I don't even remember her name. I think it's like Lee or something like that. Lee or I can't remember. But and then you had the chick with no arms, the waterbending chick, uh, Ming or something. I think her name was Ming or something. Yeah, Ming, I believe. I can't remember. Uh, and she was awesome. Like her fight scenes were great because she was like the ultimate waterbender. Like this chick was gangster. Um, the voice acting was amazing in this, man. Like Henry Rollins is a here knocked it out of the park, bro. Like Steve Blum is a mine. I thought was top notch casting. You know what I mean? But Zahir, Henry Rollins as Zahir was like everything you wanted as a villain because you kind of understood where he was coming from with his plan. You know what I mean? Because we find out that he's a part of this group called the Red Lotus, and their thing is they want to end all. And unlike the White Lotus, who tries to bring keep balance in the earth, and you know what I mean, and keep all the kingdoms together in a way, and keep the hierarchy and shit, the social hierarchy and shit like that. The Red Lotus. They wanted to tear it all down. You know what I mean? And we find out more stuff about the Red Lotus when Zahir has this long conversation in the spirit world with Korra. I'm not gonna ruin that because it's kind of like a shocking thing you find out. But not really all that shocking, but it's still it's kind of a big reveal. So I'm not gonna ruin all that. Um, but their whole thing is bringing down the government and crashing those walls and things like that. And then when the way he kind of put it, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like we don't really need monarchies anymore. We kind of need a democracy. But what he was proposing was not a democracy. It was just chaos. You know what I mean? And Korra was like, hey, that's not gonna happen, bro. Um, but he, you kind of get him if you really thought about it. Like he's a villain with good motivations. You know what I mean? And like there was times as a voice actor where Henry Rollins conveyed, him just being a rational dude, him being a caring guy, and him just being evil. Like I mean, it's some chilling scenes where he just like he did the way he delivers his lines is just evil. It made like my skin and the hairs on my arm just like rise. I'm like, oh my god, he sounds so evil. um, all the voice acting was great, man. The cool thing about this though, I did not know this coming into the season, so I'm gonna spoil it here because it's all over the internet. I didn't know Zuko was gonna be in the season. I didn't know he was in the season until I saw him. Man, the feeling I got when I saw Zuko as an old man, bruh. Like I mean, like I'm not gonna say I cried or anything, but I was just overcome with emotion because like that's like one of my he was my favorite character from the Last Airbender. And he's one of my favorite characters of all time. Like I love Zuko so much because I can relate to everything he was going through. You know what I mean? I never really knew my dad. You know what I mean? When I was young, my dad passed away. I never really had a male role model at all. And he thought he didn't have that until he realized his male role model was sitting right in his face. I mean, he was always looking for approval from other people. You know what I mean? And then he figured out he had to be his own man. I love Zuko. You know what I mean? I do. I love Zuko. And it was just cool to see him in the season. It was cool, that him and Corey actually talked to each other towards the end, and like he provided like advice for Corey, and it was great. But yeah, so here, back to the story though. All of I forget the chick's name that does Corey voice. She's great. Dan Faustino is Mako. He's great. I can't remember the chick that does assignment. All the usual voice actors are great. J.K. Simmons as Tenzin is amazing. He's Tenzin's voice is perfect. But yeah, yeah. Okay, so after Zahir, he's chasing her the entire season. Without spoiling too much, Zahir devises a plan where he goes to the air temple and pretty much threatens the lives of the airbenders if Korra doesn't give herself up to him. I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but before any of that stuff happens, before Korra makes her decision or not, Tenzin and his brother and sister they try and defend the airbenders themselves, and that fight scene is amazing. The fight scenes in this show, period, are amazing. Like the animation in them are top notch. Like my favorite of the entire show is in the season finale though. There's a part in the season finale where Korra and Tenzin and not Tenzin, Korra and Zahir are having an airborne fight, and not even the one, not even like you think because Zahir does something that's absolutely amazing. You know what I mean? That, like wow, when you see it, it's like holy fuck, I didn't know they could do that. And then they explain it in the show. You know what I mean? You just gotta see it. I don't want to ruin it. But there is like an amazing, amazing scene of them like fighting in the air, and like it's like a tracking shot, and the camera like zooms in on them as each one of them attacks, and it zooms back out, and it zooms in, it zooms back out. I just got a new TV, bro, and I was like fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my god, this is the most awesome thing I've ever seen in a fucking cartoon. This is awesome. All the fight scenes, man, was just awesome in this, man. The choreography, the fight with Tenzin and Zahir, the choreography in that is just crazy. Perfect use of slow motion. Just amazing, amazing stuff. Great writing, great almost everything, bro. Like it was cool to even see like little Easter eggs to season 1 and 2. Like Varric was in this season, and he had like a little funny role, and it made sense because you know what kind of slimeball he was if you see season 2, man. Like it was so fucking awesome, man. And there's like little cameos from I don't want to ruin it, but it's a really cool callback to the first 2 seasons in the season finale. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, is she gonna have to deal with this? Yeah, I mean it's just it. Yo, watch this, man. If you've been on the fence about Legend of Korra, skip season 2. You might kind of need it, but not really. You can skip it. But this shit here must be seen in the end of in the end of the finale of the season finale. It can be interpreted in many ways. I've read different theories about it. Have you? It's like a big moment in one of the main characters' lives, and everyone's kind of excited. Cora's been down in the dumps after what happened to her. You know what I mean, before this point, and then she starts to cry. A lot of people think different things about it. I mean, I think I won't tell y'all what I think until y'all actually see it, shit like that. But I don't know what to really make of it. So there's that. But yeah, y'all, Legend of Korra season 3 is the real fucking deal, bruh. Like you need to watch this. If you aren't already watching this, you need to watch this. If you hadn't seen the Last Airbender, you need to see that too. I'm just gonna leave y'all now. I will holler at y'all later. Peace the fuck out.